What's up, guys? How y'all doing today? Well, baby, if your name is Little Rod, if your name is Little Rod, you have had a huge win in your case against Diddy. Y'all, what am I talking about? Diddy did the same thing to Little Rod that he's trying to do to Jane Doe. Instead of going after the facts, which at this point looks like they might be indisputable, according to the federal government, he is going after the attorney. The funny thing about that is, maybe he's mad because it looks like the attorney's whole indictment is what got his whole life raided. And because of that, he ain't seen the sunshine since he's been by the Park Hyatt smoking a cigarette, thinking he about to go get some good food. That was the last meal he ever ate or tasted, some cigarette smoke. Yo, let's get into this. And what is a stunning victory and also shows that Diddy's whole Diddy's whole plan of attack, in my opinion, is falling apart. Because at the end of the day, Diddy cannot go against the facts. Now, if you guys don't know, we did a great live on what's going on between him, Tony Busby, and that Jane Doe. We believe that that case will move forward, but we'll talk about that later, right? In the meantime, let's talk about Little Rod's victory. So, what was the plan? The plan was to go after the lawyer. The plan was to run a tag team with UNG and Diddy, get his lawyer sanctioned, get his lawyer out of there, and then, of course, scare all the other lawyers off the case. And if the lawyer gets sanctioned, the people will look at what Little Rod was claiming a little differently. They had a young, upstart attorney. He gave it his all. And guess what, baby? The truth actually prevailed. Diddy is having a bad week, but it makes me wonder what is going on with Diddy. You lost your case to destroy Little Rod's case and have his lawyer sanctioned. Oddly enough, I noticed everybody, Twitter, MSNBC, TMZ, being so quiet about the fact that they were so loud about the fact this lawyer's getting sanctioned. Don't you know we're sanctioning you? You're the end. People, what did they say? Practicing law. What did they say? Practicing law is a privilege. Everybody was talking about how this case doesn't have any legs. Nothing's going to happen. Practicing law is a privilege. Trying to literally, for the people that say, oh, you always trying to put black men down, trying to literally take out, I think, the only black male attorney in the case, crusading for victims against Diddy. So what ended up happening, right? It was all this loud, all this commotion, countless articles written. Now that the sanctions didn't work, now that Diddy just embarrassed himself, now that it's been found that everything they saying were just sound bites and a judge found out that he didn't do anything wrong, now it's real quiet. Y'all, let's get into this because you cannot make this up. You know, my favorite publication, All Hip Hop, is actually reporting this. But literally, when I saw this, I was like, what is going on? Why is it so quiet? Why is nobody talking about this? And honestly, why is Diddy being so quiet? Something is going on. He is planning something because he has, for the at least for now, retreated. But anyway, let's get into this. Hold on, y'all. Let me pull this up. Valerie Renee. Sorry, I want to give a shout out to Valerie Renee and also Sherry Dawn for sending this to me. Little Rod's controversial lawyer scores a big win. And baby, it's a big win against UMG. UMG, as you know, were being sued with Diddy. They ran an interference. He released UMG, focused on Diddy. It looked like they were working kind of in alliance. UMG came back around and said they wanted him sanctioned because everything he said was lies. Get this. Little Rod's controversial attorney, Tyrone Blackburn, scored a huge win after a judge refused Universal Music Group's request for sanctions in a high-profile case marked by explosive allegations and intense corporate fallout. The decision was handed down by U.S. District Judge Paul Oldkin in Manhattan, clearing Tyrone Blackburn of accusations that he pursued groundless claims to harm the reputation of UMG executives. The case originated with a lawsuit filed by Rodney Little Rod Jones against Sean Diddy Combs, alleging a litany of misconduct, including SA, trafficking, and racketeering. UMG and its senior leadership, including CEO Sir Lucian Grange and Motown Records former president Ethiopia Habertman, were drawn into the lawsuit due to purported business links. Now, it's funny because ain't Drake suing UMG now? I'm just saying. Anyway, right? However, these claims were dismissed after Blackburn voluntarily retracted them during a procedural grace period, citing a lack of efficient evidence. Actually, from what I can tell, all the Diddy cases are even what's her name? Dawn Richards and all the Diddy cases, you try to tie the companies into it, right? Sometimes the companies quietly settle, and that's why they're released. Sometimes the attorney is like, you know what? Because I only have so many resources, let me focus on the big fish, which is Diddy, okay? Because they want to see justice done. Regardless of why he voluntarily dismissed them, he did dismiss the claims, but not the claims with Diddy. Now, get this. UMG sought sanctions against Tyrone Blackburn, accusing him of weaponizing outrageous allegations to gain leverage. But the judge rejected the motion. So, again, this is how Diddy and UMG appeared, at least to me, to be working together. They literally got released for whatever reason. Then they came back around and said, but wait, this is groundless. And the claims were that Diddy did all this stuff. So they literally ran a play like, we'll say all the claims are groundless. And then by proxy, Diddy will be set free, right? Because people are saying there may be a link and a link that they are not aware of or they don't want to talk about. But it didn't work because, and again, let's not forget Sir Lucian Grange is one of the most powerful people in the music industry. He is a billionaire. Let's also not forget that. Well, let's also not forget that at the end of the day, this was what, one lawyer going up against a whole megaplex. This turned out pretty good. UMG sought sanctions against Blackburn, accusing him of weaponizing outrageous allegations to gain leverage. But the judge rejected the motion, ruling there was no basis to uh, conclude that the lawyer acted in bad faith. Instead, he acknowledged that Blackburn's timely withdrawal of the claims reflected an effort to correct, not exploit the situation. Look at that. Look at God's glory. You see when your plotting doesn't even work for you? They said the lack of legal merit in the withdrawn claim does not establish malice or an intent to misuse the judicial process. To impose sanctions in this contest would risk discouraging attorneys from taking on sensitive cases involving serious allegations. The outcome represents a critical win for Tyrone Blackburn and refocuses the legal battle on Little Rod's allegations against Diddy, which remain unresolved. Do you think Diddy sits there sometimes and he just wish he had settled with Little Rod for 50K? Do you think Diddy sits there sometimes and he wishes that he had just settled with Cassie? You think about it. Cassie's the one that started the criminal complaint, okay? But who knows how far it could have been. Cassie was from back in the day. Little Rod, at least to me, looks like he's the one that connected everything to 2024 with the Love album. And if you read Little Rod's complaint, it literally is the map to the federal raid and the indictment. Now, I'm not saying the feds went off the indictment or the thing. What I am saying is it's funny how the truth is running parallel to what the federal government feels the truth is. Again, people said a lot when Little Rock came out. Diddy's attorneys, UMG, Twitter commentators, and that's no disrespect to anybody that's commentating, because baby, I know that's what I do for a living. But you get what I'm saying. They all believe Diddy's narrative that these are baseless. How dare you come for UMG? How dare you come for Diddy? Look at a year later. UMG got one of the biggest takedown lawsuits in the world from Drake. Look at a year later. Diddy sitting in jail, can't get out. Look at a year later. Victims are finally coming forward with the truth. Again, I do think that as time goes on, we are very much easily separating the rope from the brake. And anyway, congratulations to Little Rod for this victory. His case is going over. And yeah, Diddy, you won't have to try again. Talk to y'all later. Bye.